Hello guys, just to give you an update on my Hawaiian palm. I've now fully transitioned this over to leca, these little clay balls, and I find that this is actually the best way to grow this plant. And the reason for that is because it's a very fussy plant when it comes to watering. Like if the roots get too wet, it literally just freaks out. And so funnily enough, like you would think, well, like I'm literally growing it in a nutrient solution now, right? So the roots are wet all the time, pretty much, at the bottom anyway. And but the reason this works is because in soil, if the soil is wet, there's no oxygen getting into the soil, and the roots become like waterlogged. They cannot breathe, and so the plant just dies. And this really does. This happens a lot with the soil as well, and more so than any other plant. This one, if the soil is even just slightly wet, well, at least for me, it just didn't like it. So I've had previous Hawaiian palms die because of that too. So use these clay balls, and the way I do it is I put a layer of the balls on the bottom of the nursery pot first, and then you want to first of all you want to clean the roots, get all of the soil off the roots, take it into the shower, and make sure that you clean them well because you don't want any soil left on them roots. And you can even use I've got here hydrogen peroxide. You can add a bit of that to the water as well, and dip the roots in after you've hosed it under the shower, just to because it's really good for the roots to clean them properly. So I usually just add a bit of hydrogen peroxide, like 50-50 in the water, and just dip the roots in, give it a good soak. And then once you're ready to transfer it over to the leca, the best thing you can do is put a layer on the bottom of the nursery pot first, and then stick your plant in and start filling around it with the rest of the clay balls, which is what I've done here. And then you want to basically put it in a pot which is bigger than the nursery pot, like this one here. And you want to fill the water up just to the point where the roots are sitting on the clay balls. So what I do is I take a permanent marker, and when you put the layer of leca on the bottom of the nursery pot, draw a little line to show you where the roots are, and just fill the water up to that line. Or you can just, it's fine if you go a little bit too high or whatever. Just kind of gauge it. That's what I do now. So I can see where the water is here, and I've probably filled it a little bit too much, but it's fine. And so basically I grow it hydroponically now, and it is doing so much better since I've done that. And I'm 100% confident now that this is going to survive. It's been close to death a couple of times, but it's doing pretty well now. All of my plants, you can see my lime tree here, my lemon, which actually has some fruit on it, you can see one there. My lemon trees, and my pink princess philodendron. Literally, and yeah, this is my newest addition, which is a variegated fiddly fig. Got this imported from Thailand. It came just it basically dropped all its leaves when it came, and then it was just a twig. And I thought it was going to die. I didn't really think it was going to grow, but it did, and it's doing fantastic. So yeah, all of my plants I grow hydroponically, and it's just so much better because you can never overwater your plants. You can't waterlog the roots, starve them of oxygen. And another thing I do when I grow my plants hydroponically is, you can see I've got this pump in the corner here, which you can turn down, like if it's too noisy or whatever on a night time, you can actually turn it down. But I like to have this on the full all the time. And I get the tubing and the air stones, and this just adds a little bit of extra oxygen into the containers here. So the roots are getting more oxygen through the water, and it does actually help. Now, I wouldn't say it's necessary. You can certainly just grow them without it, because if you're doing water changes every 2 weeks, it's going to get enough oxygen anyway. But this is just what I like to do, and it does help. You notice the difference in the growth of your plants. And I do have some plants in my sitting room too, which I don't use air stones for, but they're still all grown in the leca and nutrient solution. This is a variegated peace lily, and I'm just going to put the light on because it's a little bit dark. And I even grow my cacti in the leca. Like we've got here my what's it called? Gymnocalusium variegated, and this one is blue cactus, Brazilian, I think. It comes from Brazil. And yeah, I grow them all in the leca, just sitting in the nutrient solution. And that's a normal fiddle leaf fig. Obviously, I've got a variegated one in my bedroom. And yeah, I grow all my plants this way, and I highly recommend it. I basically make a big tub of nutrient solution, and I do this like usually once every 3 months. Just fill this jerry can up, 25 liters, and then I keep all of my nutrients and like syringes and stuff in here. And don't get me wrong, it is quite expensive, you know, if you're buying all of these different types of nutrients. I mean, if you want to do just a standard without all the additional stuff, it is quite, it's a good price if you just do the standard nutrients. But I do like to, you know, add a lot of stuff in, and so the cost comes up a lot more for me substantially. But you know, this is how a lot of cannabis growers, people who like grow weed, they grow it this way, their plants, and it's the best way you can grow plants, 100%. All of my plants are just really tucked to it so nicely. And if you look on my lemon tree, it's actually got some really vicious looking thorns. I have to be really careful when I'm cleaning this, because I do take them, I put them under the shower every week as well, and I hose them down just to get all of the grime out of the leca balls, because they do get kind of like dirty and they get algae and stuff on them. So you do want to hose it down. Like I would say every 1 or 2 weeks is all I do, like under the shower, and really get that shower head in and, you know, clean the balls. So yeah, my cat wants attention. And this is my little orange tree, by the way. I want to show you this because it has quite a lot of oranges on it. Compared to my lemon tree, it's only got 3, but this has got just absolutely, it's teeming. You know, the weight is actually starting to pull on the trunk a bit. I might actually have to give it some support. But this is what's it called, a Calamondan orange. So the oranges are actually going to stay pretty small. They shouldn't get much bigger than this one here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All my plants are grown in the leca, and highly recommend it. So if you've seen my previous video where I've said to grow them in lava rocks, I mean, you can do it that way if you want, but I'm telling you, this is definitely better. So it's called leca. I'll put in the description everything that you need if you want to grow your plants hydroponically. And it's just a 3-part solution for like a basic set that you want for your nutrient water, which is actually pretty easy to make. There's lots of guides on YouTube if you wanted to look it up. And what can I say, like, I'm really happy that I switched all of my plants over to leca. Initially, it's a lot of hard work, right, because you have to take all of your plants out of the soil, you have to clean the roots, and it is quite a lot of work to begin with. But after that, I mean, there's still maintenance. Every 2 weeks I usually, you know, clean out the balls, put new solution in, and it can take a few hours to do all of my plants, which is different, you know, like if you grow any plants in just soil and you give them a bit of water once a week, you're not really doing much. So you are doing a bit more work when you grow your plants this way, but what can I say, the rewards are so much better. So yeah, guys, I hope that's giving you some more advice and information. I'm even going to just lift this up and give you a look at the, see where all the roots. The roots were actually poking out the bottom, but I repotted this today and give all the balls a good clean, and so now the roots are back inside now. They're not poking out the bottom anymore. But I will need to put it in a bigger pot soon, I think. Probably in about 6 months. So yeah, that's all my plants, and yeah, thank you for watching.